Story on Saturday. SNAP benefits for Minnesotans are set to end. Here to tell us more is Robin Manthie. She is the Director of Neighbor Services at Second Harvest Heartland. Robin, welcome to the afternoon shift. How are you?
Thanks for having me. Doing well.
Thanks. I know we had you on before. I asked you this question before, and I'll ask it again because there's people at home that probably don't know. Could you just explain to us what exactly are SNAP benefits?
Yeah. SNAP benefits are benefits for purchasing food. So think of it as a debit card that can specifically be used to purchase food. And it's for residents of Minnesota who are low income enough to qualify. So it's income verified program.
How many people are going to be affected by this SNAP shortage that comes around on Saturday?
444,000 Minnesotans is the number of people who receive SNAP benefits, and they will all be impacted. So it's a national and statewide impact.
And so what happens to them after Saturday? Like where do they go to get food in theory if they rely completely on SNAP benefits to get that?
Yeah. So if you have SNAP benefits that have been loaded onto your card from past months, for example, from October, you can still use those in grocery stores after November 1st. However, no new benefits will be loaded until there's a resolution at the federal level on the government shutdown and funding of SNAP benefits. So in the meantime, we are here at Second Harvest and in the emergency food system to be a support in any way possible that we can. We are stretching to be of support, but this is a huge gap to fill. So would you like to hear a little bit about where people can go or what's helpful now?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So the place I'm going to refer people is if you go to the number 2, then the word harvest.org. That's our website here at Second Harvest. We're the largest food bank in Minnesota. That means we're kind of the backbone of emergency food relief for much of Minnesota. And there they can use their address to find their local food shelf, meal program, other resources to go to. And those are places where, with very little asked, you can get free access to food as you need it.
Robin, I've got to imagine there's got to be some type of concern surrounding food shelf shortages with this kind of increased demand come Saturday, right?
Yes, if the amount of benefits that go out to Minnesotans every month on average is about $72 million. That is larger than our annual budget, right? So there is a scale of these challenges that food shelves were not meant to fully fill this gap. That said, we are increasing the amount of food. We have generous donors who are stepping up. We will do every single thing we can to get as much food out to neighbors as possible. So please come to us, and we are working hard to help meet the need.
Robin, when the government does get reopened, does the SNAP program, does it automatically kick back into place, or are there some more loopholes to be jumped once it does get reopened?
The law states that benefits do need to be back paid. This is an entitlement program that citizens, if you have already been on it, you are entitled to receive this. And so they should be back paid. Historically, that has been what's happened. It does not turn on immediately. So the day there's a resolution, there can't immediately be funds put on cards because there are some administrative steps that may take days or even a week.
Robin, now I know we hear those numbers and obviously they're horrifying to hear, but can we kind of like make it a little bit more personal? Like who are some of these communities that are going to be most affected by this?
Yeah. There are SNAP users in every city, every county, every area of Minnesota. Most of the people, so the who are on it are those who are seniors. A large percentage are children, folks with a disability or other challenge that makes it hard for them to work. So we know only a few percentage of people on SNAP are what are termed nationally able-bodied adults without dependents. So the majority of people on this are on it seeking the support or on it very temporarily while they are seeking a new job.
And like you said, on Saturday, all of those benefits are going to end for them. I did read that Governor Walz said the state will distribute $4 million in emergency funds to 300 food shelves across Minnesota. But you said the SNAP annual budget is north of $70 million. So the $4 million, like, is there going to be some more money that's going to be pumped in from a government perspective on this?
Yeah, the SNAP monthly budget is 72 million that's getting distributed to Minnesota. So, you know, that is going to go far. We have purchasing power as a large entity, right, to purchase and distribute, but it will not, you know, it will run out quickly. It is a much needed boost to our system, but there will be more need than that. You know, a lot of people are going to rely on family members, peers, other social safety nets, but there is going to be a large gap that remains.
Are there concerns that when SNAP does, hopefully when this government shutdown ends soon, that even when SNAP does come back, that there might be some cuts to SNAP down the line here?
Well, there was a big cut to SNAP back on July 4th with HR 1, or the One Big Beautiful Bill. It was about a 20% cut to the program, and those changes are being phased in. A decent number of them are actually set to take place on November 1st. That's an increase in who is required to report work, as well as an elimination of SNAP benefits for those who are legally present, asylees and refugees. So those are cuts that are separate from the shutdown and will start impacting people as soon as SNAP is up and running.
You work for Second Harvest Heartland. How exactly does Second Harvest Heartland work? Can people just show up and don't really have to provide any sort of records of, you know, what, like, how can people go there and just automatically just get food and bring it home with them?
Yeah. Second Harvest Heartland is the hub. So we are, if you showed up to us, you actually couldn't get food directly at our warehouse because it is a huge warehouse that moves out, you know, hundreds of truckloads of food a day. So we are the engine that is behind the 1,000+ food shelves across the state. And so the best thing to do is to go to our website, which I see on the screen, and find the closest distribution point or food shelf. Think of that as like the grocery store. We're more like the Walmart distribution center. And so when you show up at that food shelf, you will, depending on the type of services they provide, they might ask for your name or your address. If it is a food shelf that distributes government commodities or the TFAP program, you will self-attest that your income is less than 300% of the poverty line. They'll have information about what that is. If they are not participating in that program, there will be no income requirement. And we invite everyone and welcome you to come visit the food shelf, learn more. They're very welcoming places that can provide you nutritious food.
Awesome. We really appreciate you for joining us today, Robin, and hopefully we can have you on the show again some other time under better circumstances.
Yeah. I will say also on our website, we have a link to DCYF, the Department of Children, Youth, and Families, where you can find the latest updates on SNAP benefits, and that is a really reliable source.